I honestly, speaking of, I think
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom, if it's, I've said this before, but if Tears of the Kingdom is even half as good as Breath of the Wild, which I expect it to be better, I think it's easily worth the $70. And I don't get the
Oh
complaints
yeah,
about it being 70.
100%.
I understand people don't want to spend more money,
It's
but
people
at the
don't
end of
want
the
to spend
day,
more. It's
like we've spent 60 on way worse games and like didn't bat an eye. So I'm
yeah,
totally willing to spend 70 on a game I'm assuming is going to be much better
and
than Breath of
to
the
be
Wild.
fair, like the game industry, you know, games haven't gone up in price in like
Yeah,
what
even with inflation.
fucking 15 years.
Even with
So
inflation. And in my opinion, like we've said again, I've said this before, but if I could go back in time and then just pay what I think a game was worth, I easily would have paid $100. Like if I had the total amount of money, a lot of it would have went to like Breath of the Wild. I think that game would have been way more worth than that $60. I've got more than $60 out of it, is what I'm trying to say. Same with like
Majora's
Smash
Mask would have
Bros.
been worth a lot more than I think like the 30 or 40 N64 games were
Yeah,
worth.
exactly.
You know?
Shit. But
Fucking Stardew Valley was like what, 10, $15? I have hundreds of hours in that game.
oh, and
Like,
probably easy. You probably would have spent over 100 on just that game.
yeah, fucking $15, dude. That game easily worth at least full price of 60, but you know, it started at like 15 or 20 or whatever it was. Way underpriced.
Yeah.
So good.
I wish more gamers saw the games as what they are, which is art, and art has subjective value realistically. Like, obviously, not all games are art. Like, some, well, no, but they're still art. Even the shitty games are art, because even though they're rushed out, there are artists who will rush out a painting in hopes of selling it. So they're art, and they have subjective value, and I think assuming this game lives up to the hype, or even up to some of the hype, it'll be worth the 70.
Yeah, I mean, I always try to fashion it to like, it's also entertainment, and you know, you can go to the movies nowadays and watch a movie that's like 2.5 hours and spend like $20, or you can spend $60-$70 and play a game for literally hundreds of hours. So like, it's you're getting a lot more of what you pay for, I think.
Yeah, a lot more bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's gotta be it for me. I gotta
Agreed.
get going.
Well,
3D animation is